Somebody turn to your neighbor.
In Mark chapter 5, verse 25. And I began to talk about this woman who had a very serious medical condition. The Bible calls it an issue of blood. She had this situation for 12 long years. And within that 12 long years, her situation wasn't getting better. The Bible says that it was growing worse. But no matter how bad the situation was, something on the inside of her kept telling her that this is not how my life will end. Pastor George, how do you know that? That's why I believe she kept going to doctor after doctor. That's why I believe she spent all that she had, because why would you spend all that you had not hoping that things are going to change? But she kept pursuing an answer because something on the inside of her kept telling her that this is not how life is supposed to be. And I encouraged you that no matter how bad your situation looked, I want you to start now beginning to know that that this is not how my life is going to end. But today we're going to take the next step, and we're going to talk about shifting your focus. I believe that this woman would have died with that condition if she would not have shifted her focus. Pastor George, where do you get that from? In verse 29, an interesting thing happened. The Bible says that she heard about a man named Jesus. And the Bible says when she heard about Jesus, she got in the press and began to pursue Jesus. And while she was pursuing him, she began to say, if I can just touch him, I know that I shall be made whole. We don't talk like that today. We use words like, I know I'm going to be made whole. Her focus shifted. It was a focus shift from hope now to a shift of knowing. I believe that's where many goals, many visions, many dreams, and many aspirations die, because they stay right there in that arena of hope. In order for the manifestation to come, you got to take the next step. You got to step outside of hope, and now you got to step in that arena of knowing. Pastor George, how do I know that if I'm outside of that arena of hope and now I'm in that arena of knowing? Your actions will match this lady's action. The Bible says the first thing she did, she began to press. She began to pursue. She began to step. She began to walk in that thing. And she began to say, as she began to walk, if I can touch him, if I can touch him, if I can touch him, I know that I'll be made whole. To you today, are your actions matching up with your words? And are your words matching up with your actions? That's the only way that you can shift from hope to knowing, is that your words have to match your actions, and your actions have to match your words. Her actions was, she began to pursue him. As she began to pursue him, she began to say that if I can touch him, I shall be made whole. Her words was, if I can touch him, I shall be made whole. Her actions was, she began to press in and began to pursue him. That's the only way the focus can shift from hope to knowing. Shift today from the actions of just hoping to the actions of knowing. You got to do something. You got to move. You got to walk in it. You got to believe it. You got to know it without a doubt in your mind that it's going to work. I don't care what nobody say. I am going to make it. I got to stop right there because I'm out of time. Don't forget, December the 4th, 5th, and 6th, Birmingham, Jefferson Civic Center, Medical Forum building, miracles at Christmas. I've been getting phone calls. People are asking, is it free? Absolutely free. Open to the public. I just want you to bring your faith and expectation of miracles.
Somebody turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, he's able. Tell somebody else, he's able.